أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Council, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning and welcome back to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into local government councils and related matters. For our next item on our today's agenda, may I now pass the baton to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Madam Chair, over to you.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I will now call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Madam, thank you very much. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Holy Father, the Alpha and Omega, we thank you for making each day a blessing in our lives. We are grateful for all the wonderful things you have done for us. We exalt and magnify your glorious name. Guide us, thou great Jehovah. Pilgrim with us through this barren land. We are weak, but thou art mighty. Hold us with your powerful hand. Let your light continue to shine brightly on our way, and may your grace continue to abide with us now and forevermore. Amen.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome back. You may kindly take your seat.
Good morning.
Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into local government councils and related matters, may I remind you that you are still under oath. Madam Chair, I pass the witness to you for us to proceed.
Mr. Ceesay, good morning.
Morning, ma.
You are welcome back.
Yeah.
Council, can you proceed, please?
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Commissioners. Good morning, everyone present. This is a good morning.
Morning.
We were discussing the National Audit Report dated the 8th of October 2021 for Mansakonko Area Council for the period 1st January 2019 to 31st December 2019. Are you following?
Yes, but I don't have it on my desk.
You don't have it currently with you?
Yeah, the report, yes.
Do we have an extra copy, Honorable Chairperson, for
Yes.
the witness? Commissioner Sanyang, the 8th of October 2021 date for National Audit Report for Mansakonko Area Council for 2019. Do you have a copy, Commissioner Sanyang?
Yeah. I have given.
Yes, the Honorable Commissioner Sanyang was not sure as to which audit report.
Okay.
Honorable Silla, do you have your copy? Honorable Silla, do you have your copy? Yes, thank you. Yes, on page 5, or let's say page 4, Mr. Sala, regarding the financial statement, we have already discussed that there were no financial statements prepared. The same with as well bank reconciliations at the time in 2019. And the management response is that it is a requirement for financial statements to be prepared and submitted for inspection. However, with the collaboration of UNDP and the Ministry of Finance, an accounting framework has been prepared called the IFMIS that can help to be reporting effectively and efficiently. Was that the most appropriate response at the time as to why there was no financial statement prepared?
Yes, I think this response was done during my absence. This was not the response from me.
So what would be your response as to why you don't prepare financial statements?
Yes, there was a capacity gap, as I said, at the council.
Mr. Sala, did you write to the
Sorry, Mr. Ceesay.
Mr. Ceesay, sorry.
Yes.
Did you write to the Director of Finance requesting for financial statements?
Yes, I wrote.
You wrote to him?
Yes, I wrote.
Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I think I have a copy. Yes.
This would be the first letter is dated the 7th of May 2020, where there was a request for financial statement banks. Is that not the case?
Yes.
The second one is a reminder dated the 6th of May 2020, where you were making reference to the audit report Is that not the case, sir?
Yes.
And you also made reference to a letter dated or memo of the 15th of April 2020.
Yes.
Where are the originals? Do you have them?
Well, no, I don't have the original.
You don't have them?
No, I don't.
Will you be able to produce them? Do you know?
No, because
You cannot.
it was given to the people concerned.
Honorable Chairperson, we applied to tender 2 letters from the witness. The first dated is 6th of May 2020.
Lead counsel, can I be guided as to the last number, exhibit number? Is it in the exhibit file? I think
No, I believe it was 7.
7. A letter dated the 6th of May 2020 addressed to the Director of Finance, Mansakonko Area Council with reference MKAC/C/03 with the caption reminder. The said letter is written by Baba Jajusi, Internal Auditor, and it's copied to the Chairman, Mansakonko Area Council, CEO Mansakonko Area Council, Procurement Officer Mansakonko Area Council's Finance Subcommittee, Admin Officer. A letter dated the 7th of May 2020 is addressed to the Director of Finance of the Mansakonko Area Council with the caption request for financial statements from the banks. This said letter is written by Paa Sait Ceesay, the CEO of Mansakonko Area Council, and the said letter is copied to the Chairman, Mansakonko Area Council. Both letters are admitted together in a bundle and marked as LGC/PSC/MKAC/008.
As the Commission pleases, may I respectfully request the exhibits? Mr. Ceesay.
Yes, sir.
The first exhibit, the first letter, which is dated the 6th of May 2020, reads, reference to a memo dated the 15th of April 2020. I write to remind you that you were requested by the Internal Audit Unit to provide the following document listed below, and there was no response from you. Number 1, the main cash book. That is with respect to the Director of Finance at the time.
Yes.
Number 2, the ledgers. 3, the journal. Then you have the bank statements, GT Bank, Reliance Financial Services and Trust Bank Limited, the deposit slip, and checkbooks.
Yes.
You are urged to make submissions of the requested documents or write to the administration for explanation.
Yes.
Now, this was written by Baba Jajusi,
Yes.
the internal auditor.
Yes.
So it's not from you.
Yeah, it was written by the auditor.
Yeah, so that's not a letter that you wrote.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
The second is the one dated the 7th of May 2020, addressed to the Director of Finance, which you wrote. The heading, request for financial statements from the banks. Following our meeting with the National Assembly Select Committee on Local Government, I request you to provide the financial statements from the banks latest before our next meeting with the Select Committee scheduled for the 28th of May 2020. This you wrote on the 7th of May 2020. Now we are discussing, and you only wrote this letter following a request by the National Assembly Select Committee. Is that not correct?
Yes.
So there was no letter that you wrote on your own as per your supervisory role over the Director of Finance requesting financial statements.
No, I think I submitted that one here. The situational report that I wrote. All those things are embedded in the letter.
No, I mean, that is different. You see, you know exactly what I'm asking. The The bank reconciliation, how often should it be prepared?
The bank reconciliation?
Yes.
That should be monthly.
Monthly. Did you request for that?
Yeah, that's what I said. If you check my last situational report that I tendered, everything is stipulated in that letter.
So let us not confuse the two. You writing a report and highlighting these issues is different from at the end of every month you request a reconciliation from the Director of Finance. You know exactly what I'm asking you.
Yes.
So you did not do that.
No, of course, I wrote some letters. Maybe I can check, but I have been writing, to be frank.
If at the end of the month, when the Director of Finance was employed, were you writing to him requesting for bank reconciliation?
Yeah, that's what I said. The capacity was not there.
No. Answer my question.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, or every month, when the Director of Finance was employed at the time by GB Sala, were you requesting formally bank reconciliations?
For every month?
Yes.
No, I was not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Were you requesting for financial statements from him, aside from it being raised by the National Assembly?
Yes, of course.
Where is the letter to that effect?
Maybe, let me check. Then for that one, let me just take note and provide it later.
Yes, Mr. Ceesay, the evidence shows that there were no bank reconciliation. It is your responsibility to make sure that you request for this bank reconciliation and financial statement. Is that not correct, sir?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
Yeah, and the evidence that you have shown is only in 2020, we're dealing with 2019, and the first letter you never wrote, it is written by was written by the internal auditor. That is also correct, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
And the other one was as a result of the National Assembly Select Committee making a request.
Yes.
So in essence, you have not been doing your duties in relation to making sure that bank statements are being submitted, or you make a formal request to the Director of Finance every month for bank reconciliation.
Yeah, to be frank, I was not doing it every month, but
Exactly.
I was doing it frequently, to be frank.
Which we don't have evidence of.
Yes,
But how do you expect to account for, you be the Chief Accounting Officer of the Area Council, how would you expect to account for the finances of the Area Council if you were not diligently supervising the Area Councils?
Yes,
the
I
Vice
think,
Director.
yes, I was doing my duties as expected, because as I said, when he was employed by the Local Government Service Commission, he should have a probational period of six months
Yes.
before a confirmation will be done.
Yes.
So I assessed him after the 6 months. I've seen that the competency was not there.
Yes.
So that prompted me to inform the ministry that I'll not be able to confirm him because of A, B, and C.
Now, were you aware, page 6, there was an issue regarding having a weak governance structure.
Page 6.
Yes, weak governance structure. You have of course, the committees, the Finance Committee, Establishment Committee, Development, and such other committees as the council may deem fit. Now the findings are that minutes of the subcommittees were not present. So the auditors could not find minutes of these committees, the meetings of these committees, especially the Establishment and Development Committee for 2019. There was only 1 minute for the Finance Committee during 2020 and none for 2019. Why would that be the case? Ceesay?
Yes. Yeah, that could be true.
That is true.
Yeah, this is true, yeah.
Exactly. So why was that the case?
Yeah, it's because there was no proper recording systems at the council by then.
And why was there no proper recording system?
Yeah, because the department was not established. There was no records department at Mansakonko.
But why was that the case?
Yeah, as I told you, it was because of some financial problems of the council that some of these departments we were unable to establish them.
Did you highlight these problems?
No, I didn't, definitely.
But you are the chief accounting officer.
Yes.
You are supposed to be an ex-officio member of all the committees.
Mm-hmm.
And this was your primary responsibility.
Yeah, that's
to make
true.
sure that these committees, especially the development committee,
Mm-hmm.
so if you can't have a competent or effective establishment and development committee, how would you effectively manage the affairs of the council, sir?
That's true.
What is true?
Yeah, what you're saying is true. There should be a correct mechanism on place.
So how were you managing the development activities of the area council without having an effective committee?
No, I said there was an effective committee. Maybe the recording system was not intact, but all these committees were established.
But if you don't have reporting systems, so which means we were having informal sessions.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah.
And you yourself are supposed to be a member. No
Yes.
minutes, we would not even know who attended any meeting or whichever meeting, what was discussed, what decisions were taken. So therefore you can't even account for, if you can't account for decision making, you can't account for where the public funds are going to.
Yeah, but it also depends on the frequency of the meetings that you held.
No, it depends
during
on
that time.
the efficiency of the CEO.
Yeah, that could be.
That is the correct statement.
Yeah, okay.
Now, sustainable service. On page 8, several findings. You have the issue of the billboard fees, hotel, lodge, license, and car park fees were transferred from the council to the NRA, GT board, and JRA, respectively. But on the third finding, you have the general rule rate taxes collected by the council barely sufficient to implement plans or planned activities. You also have the second point, grant payable to the council from the government has not been received by the councils in accordance with the Local Government Finance and Audit Act. Was that the case during your time?
Yes, it was not forthcoming.
There was no grant that you received
No, we didn't.
in 2019?
No, we didn't. Yeah, I just want to talk on this hotel issue.
Yes, go ahead.
And the lodges.
Yes, sir.
Because if you go to the Finance and Audit Act,
Yes.
is clearly stipulated there that lodges or hotels within the TDA are exempted from paying of tax. But now the same thing is happening in the provinces, whereby they are not included in the TDA, and yet still they refuse to be paying their taxes to council. I could remember when I was in Mansakonko, I have to take one of the lodges to court to make sure that they pay their rates and taxes. So, but in other councils, they are reluctant. For example, in Janjambure, it's a tourist destiny. You have so many lodges, still they refuse to be paying tax because of that clue in the act. And it's very clear in the act that hotels or restaurants within the TDA, and in Janjambure is not within the TDA, other councils are not within the TDA. Even here in KMC, we are facing challenges from the hotels to be paying taxes to council.
Very well.
Yes. Mr. Ceesay, can you refer us to the provision of the law that you are talking about, the Act?
Yeah, I think it's in the Finance and Audit Act. Can I use my phone?
Yes, yes, yes. Is it the Act of 2004?
Yes, 2004.
Please go to section 21. Mr. Ceesay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please go to section 21, perhaps.
Yes, sorry. I think that will be on expenses. Subject to such grants, acts may be provided to councils.
Mr. Mbalo, can you give this to Mr. Ceesay? Can you read the provision?
With 21?
You explained what the law is.
Yes.
Yes, we just want to be clear that what
It
you are
says,
explaining.
it says notwithstanding the provisions of the Gambia Tourism Act.
No, read the provision and the heading so that we have an idea of what you are saying. Section 21 is talking about what?
Section 21, power to levy rates and taxes.
Yes.
Yes, it
Okay.
says, subject to subsection 2,
Yes.
the council has power to levy charge and collect fees and taxes,
Yes.
including rates, rents, royalties, and the fees
Yes.
and taxes specified in the second schedule.
Yes.
Acts are necessary to meet all liabilities, whether of a general or special nature, falling to be discharged by the council. So, 2, it says, notwithstanding the provisions of the Gambia Tourism Act 2001, all levies, charges, and fees, excluding rates payable in the tourism development areas, shall be paid to the Gambia Tourism Authority.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's because of this, that's why the lodges and hotels, even in the provinces, are reluctant to pay to councils.
But I don't think it should be a problem because the law is very clear.
Yes.
The law has designated certain area as the tourism development area. So wherever that is not covered by what the law defines or says, they are supposed to pay the tax.
Yes, ma'am, and I think then this commission will help us because definitely we are facing challenges.
Yeah.
We are facing very serious challenges on this. Yeah, because even in this area, if you go, what they will tell you is we should not pay to council. TDA said that we should, GT board said that we should be paying to GT board. And what I told them is very clear. You have the operational license and you have the development license, something like that. I think the operational license should be paid to the to GT board, but the business license should be paid to council.
Let me ask you, having had these challenges, did you write to your line ministry to be assisted through the Ministry of Justice?
Yes,
to have a clarity on your understanding of the law vis-a-vis with what your mandate as council is?
Yeah, we even had...
Did you write?
Yeah, we wrote, and we also have a technical
Do you
work.
have a copy of the letter that you
Well,
have
it was
to
written generally by Galga on behalf of councils.
Do you have a copy of
Yes,
that?
but we also have a technical working group, and that technical working group, GT board, we are part of it.
Yes, do you have, please avail us a copy of the letter written by Galga
Yeah,
to
I'll
your
try
line
that
ministry.
from Galga, yes.
Deputy, can you, thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you. The issue of the internal audit unit or department, it was raised on page 9 of the report that the department was staffed with only one staff, and he was currently on studies and is available only 2 days a week. And there was no audit committee at the General Council, and the internal auditor is currently not a fixed member of any of the subcommittees. Was that the case, sir?
Yes, that was the case.
Where would the only staff in the internal audit unit be on study leave?
Yeah, because he was not having, I can say, any qualification or any idea about audit. So we deem it necessary that at least he should have a clue of his TOR to know exactly what his mandates and his roles and responsibilities are.
How was he employed?
Yeah, he was employed through the establishment committee.
You didn't know at the time that he had no qualification?
Yeah, he was not having the qualification.
You didn't know at the time that
No,
he
we
had
didn't know. No, we didn't know.
How comes?
No, but because it
How
was.
would you sanction an employment without finding out whether the person is qualified or not?
Yes, for me, I found him there at the department.
Okay.
So I was the one who recommended for him to go for extra training.
But then would it be appropriate at the time for the internal auditor to go on study leave when there is no replacement or someone to step in for him?
No, he was not on a permanent studies at the MDI or GTTI.
Yes.
He was going, I think, every week twice.
And then he will come back.
He will come
He
back,
was
yeah.
available twice a week.
Yeah, he was available twice a week.
Was he performing functions?
Yeah, he was performing his functions.
Right. I have 2019 January vouchers. Please look through these vouchers and tell me whether any of the vouchers was passed through the internal audit.
No, they didn't.
So there are no vouchers that pass through internal audit.
Yes.
Is that the case?
Yeah, that's the case.
But you are familiar with the dictates of the financial and accounting manual?
Yes.
What did it say about internal audit?
Yeah, it says it should pass through the internal audit for verifications.
What should pass through internal audit for
The
verification?
vouchers or any transaction.
So any financial transaction.
Any
should be-
financial transaction should pass through the audit department.
And how about if they don't pass through the audit department? Would
Yeah,
they be
if-
valid payments?
Yeah, if they don't pass through the audit department, it can be considered invalid.
It can be considered invalid.
Yes.
Can it be considered valid under any circumstance?
No, it cannot, no.
So which means it is invalid.
It is invalid, yes.
So for all the payments you have sanctioned in 2019, they were invalid payments.
Yeah, because it didn't pass through the correct channel.
So you accept
Yeah, I'll
responsibility,
accept. So long as it didn't pass through the correct channel.
which we have confirmed it
Yes,
didn't pass
yes,
through.
yes.
So what was he doing during the two days
Yes,
that he would?
but sometimes also,
Yes.
the auditors will tell you that they shouldn't be part of the process.
The others will tell you what?
They shouldn't be part of the process.
Who is they?
Yeah, the auditors.
You are the CEO. Who?
No, what I said is,
Yes.
sometimes they will tell you that they will not be part of the, how to call it, the process.
What do
They
you
should
mean?
only
Can
be
you
involved
explain?
after.
Can you explain?
Yeah, because that's the issue I'm having even with the internal auditor at KMC.
No. Explain clearly. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I mean is,
Yes.
sometimes if you want to involve them in your activities,
Yes.
what they will tell you is, we are not mandated to be part of the process.
Yes.
We should be involved after the process.
Yes.
So that they'll be able to know what the problems are.
Okay.
Yes.
That is what they will tell you.
Yes, some of them.
And currently in KMC, you have the same problem.
Yeah, that's what he normally tells us, that he shouldn't be part of the process, he should be after the... Yes.
Post-auditing.
Yes.
And what will you respond then?
Yeah, what I respond is they should be the guardians of us. They should guide us, at least, because internal audit and external auditors should be different. Internal audit, I think you should be there to regulate us before the external auditors come.
Yes.
Yes.
So you tell them that they should guide you.
They should guide us.
And what position do you hold?
Me, the CEO.
Which means you are?
I am the chief accounting officer. But I also need guidance.
Who gives who instructions?
I give instructions.
To the to all the staff?
Yes.
You don't take instructions from them, do you?
No, what I said to guide us.
Yes.
Yes.
What, you don't take instructions from them?
No, I don't take instructions from them.
So you tell them what should be done?
Yes.
Because even if you are wrong, then you are the one to primarily bear the responsibility.
Yes, before I get into that, I think they should also guide me so that at least
I understand the
I'll
guidance.
be in safer hands.
I understand. You have a staff, no matter how low of a rank they are, it doesn't matter. They are employed for a reason. Exactly. But you are the primary head, but you don't take instructions from them. You can listen to them, you can listen to their advice, but you don't take dictates from them. Yes. I think that you already know.
Yes, that's...
And so therefore, if they tell you that, but you know what the financial manual states.
Yes.
It states, with respect to payments, they can only be done after verification by the internal auditor. The checks are drawn as follows, so there's pre-auditing. So after verification by the internal auditor. Was this not to your knowledge?
Yeah.
This you knew?
Yeah.
So even if they're telling you otherwise, you know that there exists a manual. And you can tell them that is your responsibility. It only tells that they don't probably know their job, but it would not exonerate you from not functioning as you were supposed to.
That's true.
So at this point in time, you know that the payments that you're supposed to do must be audited. It has to be audited.
Yeah.
So you sanction payments that are not audited. If you decide to listen to the advice of a junior staff and go by it, that's okay. Sometimes it works. But if it backfires, it's your primary responsibility.
That's true.
And so for all these payments, they are unauthentic payments. They are invalid payments. They are unlawful payments. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, any question regarding yes?
Mr. Ceesay, are you aware of Section 208 of the Financial Accounting Manual?
Which reads?
Page 14, which clearly stipulates the responsibility role of the internal audit department.
Yes.
And what his duty is. Can you please read the portion that is in bolded and is underlined, specifically referring to what the role of the internal auditor is? The reason I'm asking you to do this is that, are you aware that there should be pre-audit done and then after post-audit done?
Yes.
Is it a requirement under the law?
Yes, a requirement under the law.
Then why should you accept the auditors telling you that they are not going to be part of the process? Because if they have to check whether the procedures are complied with, that is pre-auditing exercise that is being done on the documents that you have sanctioned, you and this, the DOF. Am I not correct?
Yeah, you are correct, yes.
Yes, so why should you have a challenge?
No, now
when the instruments are very clear.
Yes, I think he now...
Now, before you explain, let's get back to what the provision of the law is saying.
Yes.
Can you read that portion, please?
Can I have that one? Because this one is not...
The bolded and underlined.
That's the duties and the functions.
Yes.
Of the...
But the specific area, I want you to read loud and clear for the understanding of the commissioners. is the one that is in bold and is underlined.
Yes, the internal auditor is directly responsible and answerable to council and should provide a service to the management.
Please come closer to the microphone so that we can hear what you are saying.
The internal auditor is directly responsible and answerable to council and should provide a service to the management in the effective discharge of its financial duties. The internal auditor in the discharge of his duties must be independent. He shall submit all his reports to the council through the local government accounts committee with copies to the CEO. Yes.
So does that provision not cover you?
Yeah, it
Instruct
covers
them?
me. Yes, it covers me.
Let me have them. Thank you. You, Council, you may proceed.
Yes. So to conclude on the issue of the internal auditor, we have agreed, or you have agreed with me that you don't pass payments through the internal auditor.
Yeah.
Mr. Ceesay, how then will you know whether in fact there is sufficient funds to spend on a certain certain situation? How would you be better advised regarding the current financial situation of council if you don't pass?
Yeah, if it doesn't pass through the auditor, I think you can only get the information from the finance director.
Which would be wrong.
Yes, it's not in line.
Yes, because the finance director is also the approving officer as well.
That's true, yeah. That's
So
true.
there is a clear conflict.
Yeah, that's true,
The
yeah.
reason why the auditor must be independent in making those decisions, and then you must subject all payments to the auditor, is to have that degree to minimize conflict of interest. Is that not the case?
That's the case.
But now that conflict of interest has already been defeated because all payments are being sanctioned and audited, and decisions made by either the CEO and the finance director, or the CEO and finance directors separately.
Yeah.
Are you aware of what Section 29, Section 209, Sub 4 particularly says what the internal auditor should do? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I am aware.
What did it say the internal auditor should do?
Yeah, the internal auditor should be in charge of the daily activities of the council. Any payment that should be done.
No, Mr. Ceesay.
Yes.
What it says, subsection 4.
Yes.
209 sub 4 says,
Yes.
very specific, that the internal auditor should ensure that disbursement and expenditure are checked before they are made by organizing a pre-audit of all payment vouchers. And these vouchers are presented to you by council.
That's true.
So it is their role, it is his role and responsibility to check before there is any disbursement.
That's true. Yeah. I understand.
You may proceed.
Mr. Ceesay,
Yes.
did the internal auditor at Mansakonko Area Council refuse to pre-audit?
Refuse?
Yes, at any time.
No, not during my time.
Not during your time?
No.
So which means you haven't presented or instructed that vouchers be presented to the internal audit, and they refuse?
No.
That didn't exist?
No, that didn't.
So it means that the decision to not pass it through internal audit was solely your decision?
Yeah.
Now, page 10, the issue regarding the balance sheet. It says that during the audit, the council submitted a draft income and expenditure statement, but no balance sheet was presented to us for the period under review. So do you understand that? So whenever we talk about for the financial statements, all that the council did was just to provide a statement with respect to the income and the expenditure.
Yes.
But then that wouldn't suffice as a financial statement, complete.
Yes.
Because there's no balance sheet.
Yeah.
Do you understand what a balance sheet is?
Yes, I understand.
What would you say a balance sheet is?
Yeah, balance sheet means the reconciliations that are done. There must be a balance sheet to know exactly what the expenditures are and what the income are and what the balances are.
So in simple layman's parlance, it will be the detailed explanation of what
explanation of the
explaining the income
and the expenditure
and the expenditure. How it comes about.
Exactly.
Is that not the case? We
Yeah,
have
that's the case.
Commissioner Joyner here to also further assist.
Yes, yes.
Is that not the case?
Yeah, that's the case, yeah.
Now, if you don't have that, all you have is income and expenditure.
And expenditure.
Would
Yeah.
that explain how the finances are received and spent?
That's insufficient. That's
That's
information.
That's seriously insufficient.
Insufficient, yes.
And therefore, it will not be a true reflection of the
Exactly.
current financial status.
Exactly.
But why was that issue not addressed as the CEO?
Yes, and I think I said it here. The
No,
capacity
you
was
said
a problem.
we don't have to go back to that. But when you have the financial statement presented to you,
Yes.
you can send it back
Yes,
and
we-
say, I need explanation with respect to the income and expenditure. I need a detailed balance sheet.
Yes.
But have you done that?
No, I didn't.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you have not done that. So all your queries probably after the situational report for the 6 months, they all came after the auditor had done their job.
Yeah.
So that would not be very effective.
That's true.
Is that not the case?
Yeah, that's the case.
So because continuously you'll be committing, like I always say, the funds of the area council without even accounting for those funds as the CEO.
Yes, that's true.
In effect, you have really failed in your responsibility, Mr. Ceesay. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, that's a fair statement, yes. We have to be frank to one another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I admire your frankness. On page 11, you have, there's a finding as well with respect to the ledgers and the trial balance. It says that during our review, we agree the cash and the entries and the balance on the ledgers for selected revenue accounts and noted the following variances. If you look at paragraph 4.4.1 of Annex 4, so there was a serious, or let me say, there were variances with respect to the ledgers and the trial balance. The risk is high. The implication is there is risk that the figures in the balance reported are subject to errors and or misstatements. Do you understand what we're talking about, sir?
Yes.
Why was that issue not addressed?
Yeah, because I think the cash book and the ledger should correspond.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, even the books of accounts were not in place.
Why was that the case?
Because as I told you, the time he came, he said he is not using the manual.
He asked him, can you
Yeah, that's Mr. Sala.
buy GB Sala?
Yeah, he said he has his own software, so he abandoned all the manual books that he was not using.
But how will you allow that?
Yeah,
why will you allow that?
Yeah, but I informed the authorities that he said he is not using our accounting system. He has his own system that he never installed.
And nothing was done about that?
Nothing was done about it.
Mr. Ceesay, can you clarify the authorities you're referring to?
Yeah, that's the ministry and the Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, because if you look at the Annex 4, with respect to the table, if you look at Annex 4, with respect to the table showing the variances or the differences, you will see February 19, with respect to trade license, the revenue code 91201, the amount in the cash book, $514,900. The amount in the ledger, $488,820. There was about $26,080 difference. 19th March, there was about $196,500 difference. You have April 19, $181,500 difference. It goes on. The entire amount would be $618,130. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And the list goes on. You have variances as well in the month of January, again 2019, and so on and so forth. So you have variances on Annex 4, 618, $130,000. Annex 5, $125,219. Annex 6, $500,000. So all these monies cannot be properly accounted for. Would that be the finding of the auditor?
Yes, there was no proper accounting system at the council.
But these are huge sums of money.
Yes.
That's serious. They can really help significantly to pay your salaries, do other development functions that you may have. Is that not the case?
Yeah, that's the case, yeah.
So, as the CEO at the time in 2019, Mr. Ceesay,
Yes.
you have not been effectively managing the affairs of the area council.
No, but I manage it effectively because I inform the
This is
relevant.
not
No,
effective.
I inform the relevant authority of the situation on the ground.
Yes.
So they should have assisted me to make sure that they remedy the situation.
But
But
even
the situation was just left like that.
But even if the finance director was not competent, that does not mean you cannot request that invoices be sent to the internal auditor.
No, but what I am saying.
Do you understand that point?
Yes, I understand
so it's a joint
that point.
responsibility.
Yes, but I have my own responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yes, ask the CEO. The finance director has his own responsibility as a finance director and the head of the department. You understand?
Yes.
That department was malfunctioning. It was not functioning.
I agree.
Yes, so I wrote to the relevant authorities to inform them
I agree.
that the department is not functioning.
I agree.
And nothing was done.
Absolutely.
So now what can I do
But you
then?
yourself, you are not functioning as well.
No, how can I function without the finance department functioning?
You are the boss.
Yes.
You are the CEO. So requesting for vouchers be taken to the internal audit is independent from the finance director. If he didn't do that, you are a signatory to the vouchers. You can request that it be taken to the finance.
It's not my responsibility to take the vouchers to the finance, to the audit. It's the responsibility of the Department of Finance to take the vouchers to the auditor.
That's okay.
Yes.
Let's just get the procedure. How are vouchers raised?
Vouchers are raised from the finance department
And then?
and then to the CEO.
And when the CEO has preparation of these vouchers, what should you do?
It should be returned back to the finance department. The finance department will take it to the audit.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if they fail to not take it to the audit and it comes back to you, what should you do?
I should make sure it go back to the audit.
That is my point.
Yes, that's your point. But
Do you understand that point?
yes, I understand that.
That as incompetent as the finance director may be, which I agree with you, because you have written a letter, you have shown that you are not. I will not agree with the incompetence, and I will not disagree. But I'm just saying that you had outlined that the finance director was not competent. Is that not the case?
Yes.
And I commend you for that. But you as well, at some point, were not doing your job well. That is the point, because when the letter comes back from an incompetent staff of yours and you realize fundamental procedural requirements were not followed, what should you do? You must insist on those requirements to be followed.
That's true.
And you failed on those.
That's true.
And therefore, it is also a joint responsibility.
Exactly, yeah.
And you being the CEO, you have a higher burden.
That's true, that's true.
That is just my point at the time. So now, any questions for the witness before I proceed?
Mr. Ceesay,
Yes, sir.
I just want to understand a few things. First is, letters written to the ministry, and you're expecting replies, and replies never came. What could you have done? Do you do a follow-up?
Yes, I did follow-ups.
And if the follow-up is not forthcoming,
Yes.
do you do again another request to check or to see that letters are replied to or letters are accepted? Because I learned from you yesterday that even the way book, ministry officials or the records office in the ministry do not even want to sign your way book that they have received letters from you.
Yes.
Or from the local governments.
Yeah.
So that was just left like that. Since they say they are not receiving, they are not signing, so.
No, but if you go, you know, when you take a letter, you have to go with your way book.
Yes.
Even when they didn't sign the way book, they will record it in their own books at the records office there.
So you can easily go back and say, I wrote to you a letter yesterday, I haven't received it up to this week. I haven't received anything. Like concerns you have raised about some of the staff.
Yeah, I think sometimes is discouraging because, for example, concerning the letter I wrote about the confirmation of YGB Salah, I received a particular letter to explain why I shouldn't be disciplined for writing such a letter. So from there, the confirmation was done.
And they still went ahead and
Yeah, they
confirmed
still
it.
went ahead and gave him the confirmation letter.
Okay, in your deliberation here, I think we are getting too confused with two words. That is a bank statement and a financial statement. These are two different documents.
Yes, there are two different documents.
Yeah, because I think the letter you wrote was for him to give you a financial statement from the banks.
Yes.
I think that should have been a bank statement.
Yes, I think building a bank statement, there are some requirements that you should gather to be able to put up your bank, your financial statements.
But I thought the bank statement is your transactions with the bank.
Yes.
Yes, as opposed to a financial statement needs to have a lot of other
information
and
Yes.
documents. And
Yes.
that doesn't come from the bank.
Yeah, that doesn't come from the bank.
Okay, I just wanted
Yeah,
to
that's true, yeah.
clarify that.
That's true.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Ceesay. I know you are familiar with the Local Government Finance and Audit Act. It did specifically provide for you setting up a committee. Was that that would take charge and responsibility of the finances of the council? Your time as CEO, was the committee set up?
The finance,
Pursuant to
that's the finance committee.
what is provided for in section 24
Yes.
of the local government account is an accounts committee.
By council or
Yes,
by the ministry?
By council.
By council.
Yes.
No, we were just operating with the finance committee. There
With
was
the
no
finance.
special account committee.
But did you realize that section 24 of the act specifically provides that there shall be in each local government area a local government accounts committee which shall comprise, and it went ahead to list all the members. That is, you, the CEO, you are going to be a member, the Director of Finance, 4 elected members of council, a representative of the area administrator or commissioner, as the case may be, a member of the general public who has financial or accounting qualification to be appointed by the Secretary of State, a representative of women groups in the local government area to be appointed by council. The members of a local government accounts committee shall appoint a chairperson from amongst its members. So it further went on to give you the responsibility of that committee vis-a-vis your finances and your financial activity. Did you avert your mind to this provision?
Yes, but
Did you
we don't.
act and...
No, we don't get it in the council.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you. Now, on page 12, the finding is that there was no operational plan and no strategic plan. It says that strategic plan defines and establishes the long-term objectives. Operational plan lays out detailed and shorter-term implementation guides to achieve or achieving those strategic plan. To achieving the strategic plan. So, was that not true as well?
Yes, maybe there was no operational plan, but there was a strategic development plan.
Do you have a copy?
With me here? No.
Can you produce a copy?
Yes, I can.
So if you don't have an operational plan, how will you achieve the strategic plan? Yes?
Uh-huh.
Without an operational plan, how were you intending to achieve the, to realize your strategic plan?
Yeah, to be frank, there was no operational plan. We just strategized through the strategic development plan to implement some of the activities.
Page 13, lack of disaster recovery plan. That was also true.
Yes, that's true.
You had the COVID-19 pandemic period, which you were the CEO.
Yes.
How would you intend to continue business and get the functions of the area council up and running effectively in the mid or in the time of disaster? How would you intend to do that?
Yes.
Would you shut down the area council?
Yes, to be frank, there was no disaster recovery plan, but there was a special committee set up, which the NDMA were part of, the NEA were part of, for the coordination of the COVID funds.
Yes.
Yeah, but definitely a disaster recovery plan was not in place.
And that was also an error as well?
Yes.
On your side?
Yes.
So payment raised without payment vouchers, page 17. That sample of payments had various payments were raised without vouchers being raised. Attached to these payments are supporting documents on requisition forms, details and highlighted in paragraph 4.2 of Annex 2. So turn to the back of the page to Annex 2. Let's see what has been talked about. Yes, you have 2019 September 2nd, GNPC, the BNPE, the amount $3,000 Remarks, there is no payment voucher prepared for this payment attached and receipts from GNPC and a requisition Again, jar oil, $1,554.30. Jar oil again, $528, and this goes on all the way and the amount would be $153,425 is 9 bututs. Why would you make payments without payment vouchers?
No. Do we have these vouchers here to verify?
We can ask you to do the reconciliation with our accounts department.
Yes.
But they have been clearly listed.
Because they're talking about vouchers, so I cannot understand a payment to be done without a voucher. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's my concern.
Who makes payments?
Payment is made by the Director of Finance.
And
the CEO.
So you didn't have access to this audit report?
Pardon?
You never had access to this audit report?
This one?
Yes.
No, I never have access.
You were not given a copy?
No.
You were never given a copy?
No, this one, I was not there. I was transferred before they come up with this copy.
Before the response?
Yes.
Yes, but you had a copy?
No, I didn't get a copy.
You didn't have a copy?
No, I didn't, definitely.
Let me show you some payment vouchers here. Look at the first one. What is missing on that payment voucher?
Pardon?
What would you say is missing on that payment voucher? Would that be your signature as a CEO?
Yeah, that's my signature, yeah.
How about who prepared the payment?
The payment was prepared by the finance
I mean,
department.
on the file, on the voucher, you have to make reference to the voucher, not to suggest that someone else prepared it.
No, they only mentioned the payee, and it was a claim from Boubacar Kinde.
So let's get the answers right. Who prepared the payment voucher?
No, it's not stipulated in the voucher.
That is what I want to know.
Yes.
What was that payment about?
Yeah, it was transport reform.
Transport reform.
Yes.
That would be the requisition.
Yes.
Was it received, the amount?
A receipt.
Was it received?
No, this is an expenditure. This is not an income, so it cannot get a receipt.
Was the payment received?
By the The recipient?
Yes,
Yeah, because only the voucher is attached.
No, we want to. What do you know about vouchers?
Yeah,
what,
the claim.
What makes
Those.
Tell us the process of.
Yes.
What must a voucher contain?
Yes, the claim was raised, and
What
must
a voucher contain?
It must contain a signatory.
Do you understand the question?
Yeah, I understand.
What completes
You're talking
a voucher?
about the receipt. This guy cannot give you a receipt. This is a transport refund.
I didn't say a receipt, sir.
Yeah, what are you saying?
Exactly. So if you don't understand, then you ask me. What I'm saying is, for a voucher to be a complete voucher, the name alone that the paper is a voucher, like payment voucher alone, doesn't make it a payment voucher. It has to be complete before it is be duly executed.
Yes.
So where you have a respect to an allowance, how done to him?
Yes. Why he didn't sign? Because it's already been approved by the CEO.